Hey there guys, it's Friday afternoon, 20th of March I believe, and a bit of a funny one today. Come for my usual walk around the Bude Canal loop, but I'm going to do a little bit of running today. No set amount of time or anything like that, just when I feel like it, have a little bit of a jog. My record around this loop is 47 minutes and 24 seconds. I'm hoping for less than 45 minutes today, so wish me luck. It's a bit windy out still, but I'm optimistic in just my t-shirt. Check me out. So hopefully this is the first time of many. So I'm going to get on with it, have a little run in a second. See you in a bit. Incidentally, I have to say, I've never seen so many people on the Bude Canal path. People are meant to be isolating in themselves and staying at home. Never seen it this busy. So I've done a couple of 30-second jogs so far, or thereabouts, and so far shins are pretty good. Much less achy than when I do my silly walk-in, so hopefully get a few more stints out. Well, pretty much at the halfway mark, so certainly feels like I've never done it this quick before, but who knows, could be walking slower in between my running bits than I normally do, so we'll have to find out when I get back to the man cave. Cool car. I reckon there might be a bit of suntan potential today. The sun is actually out. Well, it literally smells like turd here. Oh, someone's let one go. I reckon I've done about 5 or 6 little running stints by now. I feel quite good. A bit out of breath, but I'm chesty. I've been chesty for the last few days anyway. But no, it does feel good, and I think I'm making quite a good pace actually, but time will tell. In the meantime, if you want to buy one of my t-shirts that I design and sell, I'll put a couple of links below in the description. And it's quite a difficult time here at the moment for a small business, so if you can help by buying one, really appreciate that. If not, don't worry about it. Well, I had to do an unexpected run then. Literally running away from an old boy who ran up behind me. He started chatting to me. Jog on. Don't want to catch anything off you, dick. He's probably coming up behind me now. Probably start talking to me again. Gonna be a lot of running on the way back. Back now. Man, I really hope I beat my 45 minutes target today. That was hard work, but also really good fun. I'm just shocked at how many people are out. I'm sure most of these people out will be off work self-isolating and stuff, but everyone seems to just take their family out down the canal. And this old todger came up behind me, started chatting to me about running and stuff. I don't care, mate. Don't want your germs, whether you got them or not. Oh, I'm glad that's done. I'll let you know how I get on when I get back to the man cave. Right guys, well I said that I'd let you know how I got on with my walk around the Bude Canal loop. My previous best time was 47 minutes and 24. And today I've taken 5 minutes off of that time. Over 5 minutes. Absolutely stoked with that. 42 minutes and 21 seconds. So you can see there, I've knocked over 5 minutes off. Oh, I couldn't be happier. You know, only a few weeks ago doing it in less than 45 minutes would have been an absolute pipe dream. However, with those few jogs thrown in that I've done today, I've managed to smash it. That does, of course, present me with a little dilemma. Since I've knocked off 5 minutes, and rather than just 30 seconds or whatever that I thought I might do, it now opens the doors up to a 40-minute stint. So if I'm still going next week, then that will probably be my target, 40 minutes or less to do that loop. Oh man, I'm well chuffed. I'm going to have a biscuit. Good morning everybody. Sunday morning, and it's a rather pleasant day today, it has to be said. And I've come out on my bike for a little spin. Now, didn't get any exercise done yesterday really, however, I meant cycling or walking wise, but we did start sorting our garden out yesterday, which is bloody hard work. And also, in light of the coronavirus, I put out a post to my local village to see if anyone who is in isolation or whatever, or NHS staff or anything like that, needs their grass cut. Well, they can't get out of the house, so had a couple of takers yesterday, so I've been cutting quite a bit of grass, including my own as well. And the offer extends to today as well, so I thought I'd get out early in case anyone else wants theirs done. It is a lovely day out here. Still a bit of a brisk breeze, but I will take that any day over the crappy weather we've had lately. Today I'm emulating the loop that I walked on last weekend, which was over 5 miles, obviously on my bike today, and I will also be extending the loop to sort of go and explore a little bit more of the countryside, so might get 7 miles out of it maybe. Also need to get home because I need to give my mum a call. It's Mother's Day, so don't forget. Well, it'll be a bit late by the time you've read this, seen this, and yeah, hope you're enjoying the weather this weekend. Get out there. So I'm back at Dipper Mill now in Devon. This is where the road floods really badly. So rather than take the same route as I took last time, I'm just going to keep going straight on for a little bit and hopefully add a couple of miles to my route. I am well aware that the hardest part, or the hilly part of my ride, is towards the end of it, so I'm not going too fast today, just trying to conserve a little bit of energy for the end. What a stunning view from the top here. Yes. But this is a section of road near to my house that is not on Google Street View for some reason. Everywhere else is, apart from this bit, and so I thought I'd come down here for an explore. How beautiful is that? And it also looks like there might be some good riding in these woods here, so I shall definitely be coming back here when it's a bit less boggy and come for a little recce, see what's going on down there, because it looks like there might be some fun in there. My bum hurts. Well, I've decided I've had to stop for a breather halfway up this hill. It's actually it is steeper than it looks, probably. I'm determined not to walk any of it. I know there's going to be a hilly at the end of this ride, but I'd never been along this bit before, so I didn't know how hilly it was, but I'm determined to ride up there rather than walk some parts. So if I need to, I'll stop for a breather, catch my breath and then get going again. But I know that there's much steeper bits than that coming up, but they are short, quite short. Oh man, my legs. Well, that's I've just done one of the super steep bits. Luckily it's preceded by a steep downhill, so if you can dodge the potholes and get some good speed, you can actually carry quite a good bit of momentum up the other side. But this next one is a steep one. I haven't got a mount on my bike or helmet or anything at the moment, so I'm going to try and figure out a way to show you what it's like, but I don't think I'm going to be able to, because if I go one-handed I'm definitely going to stack it. It's very steep down as well. And the descent starts. You can see it just getting steeper. So you're going in my pocket, I'm afraid. Well, what with the amount of speed I gained coming down that dip, thought I might have been able to at least chance it and get out the other side, but there's no chance. It's so steep and I just run out of puff, so I'm going to have a breather here for a minute or so and then ride. It's not much further, but just couldn't do it, not enough puff. Oh man, luckily I'm only about 300 metres from my house, so it'll be over before long. .39 miles, that would do for today. Gonna have a sit down, cup of coffee and a nice shower. Have a nice Mother's Day. See you tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Monday afternoon and I'm actually going to go out on my bike this afternoon, which I think is the first time on a Monday. from here. But anyway, okay. I have an issue, whereas myself and my family are trying to keep ourselves away from everyone, if at all possible. Not because we're ill or showing any symptoms of this coronavirus or anything, but just because we don't want to catch it. So we're staying away from everyone. However, the only thorn in my side really is I have to go to the post office every day and go inside and plonk my franked mail onto the desk, which I don't want to do because that could expose me. Or if I am carrying it, show it to other people. So I don't want to be doing that. So I spent an hour and a half, can you believe it, on hold with Royal Mail this morning, trying to figure out another way that I can send my franked mail without actually having to go in the post office. And anyway, we're going around the houses, but they have told me a way to do it. But I do need to find a post box that has got a big enough opening to take my mail, which is a challenge, because looking on Street View, all of the ones I've found so far, apart from perhaps one, has got such a tiny slot you couldn't even get a large letter in it. So I'm going to head off out on my bike. It might be a long bike ride if I can't find one. It might be a very short one if I can, but I am going off to do that. And luckily, well, the nearest post box to me on an adjacent business estate has the largest opening, I believe, so I might be able to cram my letters in there. So I'm going to go and have a look at that now and enjoy this beautiful sunshine. It is lovely out there. Okay, so it turns out the nearest post box to me is the one that will take my mail. So while that's not good for a long bike ride, it is good for convenience. So however, that's not long enough for me to make it worthwhile sticking my helmet on. It's literally around the corner from my unit. So I'm going to go for a little bit of a ride now and make the most of this sunshine. So after a weekend of the British public largely ignoring the advice to not go out in crowds and stuff, it'd be interesting to see what's going on down the canal, because the other day there was tons of people. Okay, so I've just come down the canal path, and to be fair, I've only seen 2 people together maximum, so not big groups or anything. However, they I don't know why when pedestrians walk they can't listen out for bikes and stuff, and they literally take up the whole path. So I have to call them, and then they look at you like they're lost, I don't know what day it is, and then flipping take about 20 seconds to move out of the way, which of course is still not 2 metres, which I should be away from them. So you probably gathered I'm taking this very seriously, because I don't want my family to catch any of this. So it's literally, I'm only ever coming into contact with my wife and my little lad now that I've done this post office jobby thingy. And I can't even now continue down the canal path because I can't stay 2 metres away from people. So it might sound a little bit daft and stuff, but this thing is deadly. So I'm going to have to go back up the roadway now, which is a bit dull, but should still get a couple of miles out of it. I'm not sure if there's been a mass fly spawning or something like that, hatching or whatever. The amount of flies out today, they've obviously never seen the sun before. That's me pretty much back at the man cave. That'll be it for a bike today. Probably did 2 or 3 miles there, so I'm pleased about that. No badminton again tonight, of course, it's been cancelled. So I'm going to go and enjoy a nice cold can of Coke and keep myself to myself. I'll see you tomorrow, perhaps. So we got 3.2 miles out of that today, so I'm quite pleased about that. Absolutely better than nothing. Another thing I do realise, of course, what with that usable post box being so close around the corner, it's literally a couple of minutes walk around the corner. So what that will mean, of course, if I'm wishing to go out on my bike, I won't have to incorporate it as my dropping off at the post office. So I can go out without my massive waterproof bag on my back everywhere. So that's a great thing. I can walk around the post box, come back, get my bike, and off I Todd without having a really sweaty back. So that's the result. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Until then, be safe. Hey there guys, it's Tuesday afternoon, and we are now officially, as the UK, in semi-lockdown. So only essential travel to work and all that sort of stuff. Working for me is essential, of course, because if I don't work, I don't have any money, and they don't seem to be doing much to help us out there. So I'm at work, I work alone, no problem. I'm just going to go down to the post box and pop my franking in there, and then get my dose of exercise for the day, which will be in the form of a bike ride. Probably going to go along the cliff path and go and see what's going on up there. Hopefully I don't see too many people, but you can't account for idiots who are still congregating apparently on beaches all over the UK. Divs. So that's me. I'll take you along for the ride. If anything interesting happens, I'll let you know. Okay, so I've just done the post office, and I have to say it does seem a little bit quieter than normal. Not a lot of traffic compared to what you normally see. I'm just going to go off and do a quick loop, similar to what I did the other day when it started raining, but going sort of the opposite way round. It won't be exactly the same route reverse, but similar. So I'm hoping for about 8 or 9 miles, I guess. Beautiful, beautiful day. Just coming down the coastal road now to Northcote Mouth, which is where I stopped the other day to have my lunch, but it was tipping it down, so I didn't end up doing that. But you can see there's some rad waves kicking about. I don't know if you can see that over there. I'm going to go and have a look because I can see what looks like offshore winds and lots of spray. Cool. Beautiful place. Well, I'm very pleased to see that there's not tons of people here, because I'm sure this time last week it would have been heaving if it was sunny, even at the weekend just gone actually. But see, people do seem to be listening a bit to what they're being advised. There's a family walking down there, 5 of them, but I expect they all live together, so we're allowed to do that. Yeah, so I'm just going to have a little sip and then get going over the cliff path down in towards Crooklets Beach in Bude. I can guarantee I'm going to see some stonking views up here today. I love this place so bad. Beautiful. Over that way, it's quite steep downhill, so I guess I'll see you next at Crooklets. We're now at Crooklets Beach. Come from up there. Crooklets, some of these over there. What a beautiful, beautiful place. I have to say there's a lot of stones on the beach at the moment because of all the storms we've had. Normally that's just pure sand, and it's much nicer when it is just sand, particularly when you're surfing. Sorry if these bits get a little bit boring, feel free to fast forward a bit. But I'm now at Summerlees Beach in Bude, and I'm pleased to report it's pretty much absent of people. Got one guy going in for a surf over there, looks like a bodyboarder, but he's keeping himself to himself, so crack on. And I see the first fishing boat out now after the storms, so looks like summer's starting to make a move. And most of the way back now is going to be road work, so pretty boring. So nothing exciting for you to see there. So I'll catch you when I get back, see how we got on. Okay, I'm back now from my ride, and I was out for just over an hour, and I've done 8.2 miles, so I'm really pleased about that. Didn't feel too strenuous today, because it was just a nice and slow ride. I wasn't racing anywhere, just checking out the scenery really, and of that there was plenty of beautiful scenery. Hope you're managing to get out during this sort of semi-lockdown. Let me know how you're getting on. Hopefully you're not stuck at home not doing anything. Tired now. Hi, it is Tuesday morning, and I've already done all my work for today. It's pretty quiet at the moment, so I'm just heading out on my bike. You're going to do a very similar trip to yesterday's, but probably explore a little bit further up the coast today. Seen a path which looks quite interesting, so I'm going to head up there, see where that goes to, and keep you posted if anything exciting happens. Do have a little bit of bad news. I have left my phone at home today, unfortunately, which is a one every 10 years occurrence. Never do that. Good news, I have found my Garmin, so I can still record my ride. Building sites are now all closed. Bit of a bummer. A couple of miles in, I guess, and my Garmin has died. It's probably been a good, well, it's got to be well over a year since I've used it, and when I turned on I was surprised to see it had 81% battery left, but I guess having been dormant for so long that was a false reading, and it basically had next to nothing charge wise, so I'm going to have to freestyle it today and see if I can hand draw it on Strava perhaps. Don't know if you can do that, but I'll give it a go, hopefully. Another beautiful day at North Cottonmouth. A few people about, but only in pairs, so that's good. And some stonking surf again, but no one in there. It is low tide, so it's not very good at low tide, even when it looks good. The waves are really crashy. And, much better when it's the tide is in. Look at this. I will be cutting short my ride a little bit today. I was planning to keep going up in that direction, which is where I didn't go last time. But since I haven't got my phone with me to track me on Strava and my Garmin's died, I'll save that for another time, because I always like to look back on a map and see exactly where I've gone to. So that will have to wait. Onwards and upwards. Well, I'm not sure how safe this is, because this cliff falls away all the time, but I'm still quite far from the edge. Just want to show you the view. That's GCHQ up there. Horrible rip current right there. And there. Oh, what a stunning day. So anyway, you've all seen what I've been doing on my bike, getting out and about, keep myself to myself still. Be interesting to know what anyone else is doing in the same situation. How are you getting your exercise in at the moment? See a couple of surfers over there enjoying themselves at this bleak time. The pepper pot just up there that you can see, they're talking and trying to move that further away from the side because these cliffs over here keep sliding into the sea. There was due to be a meeting about that last week, however had to be postponed due to coronavirus, so hopefully this all blows over and they can get it moved before it falls. It's a really nice landmark. Hey guys, it's what day is it today? Must be Thursday, and I'm just out on my daily allocated one exercise, and not very exciting today. Well, it is for me, but not for you guys. Just doing the same route as yesterday. One, because the weather's absolutely beautiful again, and I'm a sucker for those sea views. Secondly, I have sort of earmarked some nice woodlands and stuff I want to go and explore, but I'd rather sort of be where there's more people about in case I have an accident or something like that. Secondly, it'd be better for me, I think, if I wait until it's dried up a bit. The trails and that are still a bit wet at the moment, so today's ride, same as yesterday's, so probably won't show you much today, but I'll show you how I got on at the end. Another beautiful day at North Cottonmouth in North Cornwall. Another day of many wasted ways with not a soul on them. There is actually a couple of wallies in the sea over there, miles away from any help, which is a bit silly at the moment, but I suppose at least they're getting their exercise. I'm just going to chill here for a bit and have a drink. I only had half a bottle of water because I haven't got a tap at the man cave, so I'm finishing off yesterday's bottle, so I'm rationing it. Oh, very hot. Definitely more people in the sea today. Guy here on a bodyboard just about to go in on his own. A couple of guys over here. I can see further around the coast there's more people. It's just not worth the risk, man. I'd love to go surfing now, but if you get in trouble and the RNLI have to come out, it's putting people at risk. It's just a bit silly if you ask me. And it's not something you can't go without, is it, to be fair, even for a few weeks. But people will be people and do what they want to do. Saying that, people might say that about me being out on my bike, but you know, I don't know. Who knows what's right and what's wrong. That's the way to do it. Could not ask for a nicer day than this. It's beautiful. Well, this is quite interesting. Right, I have just obviously been on my bike ride and I finished. I took my Garmin with me because I charged it overnight just to check the battery was still okay and see it wasn't toast. So I decided to use that today and use Strava on my phone. Started them at exactly the same time, stopped them exactly the same time. And interestingly, these are the differences. This is Strava on my phone, 8.15 miles, 714 foot of gain, elevation gain. And the exact same ride on the Garmin came out at 7.79 miles, 833 foot of elevation gain. So that's a bit weird, isn't it? To be honest, I'm going to delete one of those because they don't need both of them on there. I'm going to stick with the phone one, not because it's got the most distance, purely because that I always have my phone with me anyway when I exercise. Don't always have my Garmin, so to keep it, oh man, what's the word? To keep them all on a level pegging, I'll always use my Strava from my phone, I think, because that'll keep it more accurate and a level playing field. So that's my ride today. We're going to go 8.15 miles and took just less than an hour. So all in all, really good ride, great fun, beautiful day. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. My legs were feeling it today, it has to be said. I think I've been out on my bike every day since Sunday. So maybe I might even have a rest day tomorrow. I'm probably not going to do more walk around the canal because I can't, if I come across someone else on the path, it's about 60 centimetres wide in places, so I can't maintain 2 metres distance between me and any other potential carriers of the coronavirus. So who knows what I'll do tomorrow. I'll probably go out on my bike again, but who knows. I'll see you then. Hello guys and welcome back to my weigh-in today. It's been a bit of a funny old week this week. In the UK, obviously we're trying to put a halt to this coronavirus, but at the weekend, tons and tons of wallies headed down to holiday destinations, thinking it's some sort of holiday or something. So as a result of that, the UK's been put into a semi-lockdown. You're only allowed to head out of the house for certain reasons, like grabbing your weekly shop. You can also leave your house for anything medical, if you've got an appointment, or you know, dropping off food or anything to someone who can't get out themselves, that kind of thing. And you can also leave your house to go to work if you absolutely can't work from home, which obviously I can't, I've got too much equipment. So I've obviously been driving to work. We're also permitted out for 1 exercise a day, which I've been incorporating into my bike ride each day. Take my stuff down to the post box, so I don't have to go into the post office. And from there, crack out about an hour's bike ride. So in the last week, I've actually managed to do tons since last Friday when I last did this video, because I had a couple of good exercises at the weekend on my bike. Monday I went on a bit of a recce, I think, looking for a big post box that I can get my mail in, which turns out just down the road. And every other day this week I've done my long loop round up into Northcote Mouth over the Downs and back through Bude and back. So you know, I've done well over 25 miles I think this week, just kicking around on my bike. So I've been really pleased about that. I'm really enjoying being back on my mountain bike because I find it a lot less tedious riding that than I do my road bike. Anyway, last week's weigh-in was 117.6 kilos. I don't know what to expect really this week because, you know, you never do know. But I'm feeling quite confident. My clothes are definitely getting a little bit looser. I would also at this point like to thank Simon Evans. Thank you very much for buying one of my t-shirts and helping me through these difficult times. If you'd like to buy a t-shirt such as this one, you'll find all the links below. I'm sorry to put this on you guys, but you know, it's bad times for small businesses, of which I am one. So if you can buy one of my t-shirts and help me out, that'd be awesome. So I'm going to do my weigh-in now, and I'll be back in just a sec to let you know how I got on. 117.6 kilos is my weight from last week, so let's see how we got on this week. I lost 300 grams, which is not great, but better than nothing. Well, there you have it. Not the greatest of weeks, has to be said. 0.3 kilos. I'm not complaining, because obviously any weight loss is great. However, this week, you know, I thought I might lose a little bit more, considering I've done quite a lot of exercise this week. My body's actually a bit knackered from it all. So today will be a bit more of a relaxed one today. But this is how we did get on. This is 117.3. was my next milestone, and that's actually my new weight today. So I'm really pleased about that. So that means I achieved my milestone 5, which should have been my target for 5 months down the way. At this stage, it'd be less than 3 months down the way, so I'm way ahead of schedule. So hopefully by the end of the year, I can have lost more than 3 stone. Anyway, this week's exercise coming forwards. Going to take my bike home again this weekend. And this afternoon I'm not going to be doing my walk around the canal with my little running stints, purely on the basis that I can't stay far enough from people that I need to for this you know, social distancing. Parts of the path are just wide enough for, you know, 2 people to walk past each other. There's no way next to a canal that you can keep 2 meters of gap between you. So I'm not doing that until this is all done and dusted. But what I will be doing, of course, is going on a little recce on my bike today. I've seen a bridleway every day when I drive to work, which looks quite interesting. It looks like an old railway line, but I don't think it is. So I'm going to hopefully try and find that and head down there today and find a way that I can ride to it and incorporate that into my post-box run. So please let me know how you're getting on this week. Do leave a comment, and I'd be really interested to find out how you guys at home, particularly in the UK, are getting on with your exercise this week. Has it affected you at all? Hopefully not. But anyway, I'm going to get on with it and have some lunch because it's gone my lunchtime and I'm starving. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you next week. Thank you.